What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So we are going to make an updated top 10 life-size busts in my collection. I think it's best to do separate statues from busts, because if you do them both, my top busts are generally better than my top statues, and it kind of makes it so it's like a top 7 busts and top 3 statue, and I don't like that. So we separate it out. So we're going to do our top 10 busts because we have a few newcomers on the block that have made the list, and so we need to give you guys an update. So we'll get right to it at number 10. Alrighty, number 10 for me is going to be the Infinity Studios Bale bust. For me, I would say this is probably my favorite superhero two-armed bust. I mean, obviously you guys know Thanos is up, like above him, but outside of Thanos, I think that's the best bust in this room. For several reasons. One, it has the best looking body with a perfect base. I love him holding the cowl, and the portrait is just spot on. The detail, it's incredibly realistic, and the design is just phenomenal. So I'm just a huge fan of this bust all around. I think it just checks all the boxes where every other bust, in my opinion, in this room has a little bit of flaws. Like, even though I love the females so much, I think Bale is more impressive. Now, I put Wonder Woman as my second in this room. Like, of course, Thanos aside. Wonder Woman is the second best. Her biggest flaw is the fact she's looking down. I don't like that, where Bale is not looking down. I don't like busts that look down. I think that takes a notch away because you have to view it from like a sitting pose. When I'm standing up, it's hard to see the face. Unlike, for example, Mara, where you can see it very good, Wonder Woman is looking down. I think that is not a good thing because she's generally fighting males and they're generally taller than her, so why is she looking down? Maybe she's on top of a hill? I don't know. Nevertheless, Bale is number 10. Let's get to number 9. Number 9 is going to be Queen Studios Alien life-size bust. So only a few things take this, make it so it's not higher up on the list. One is, I think the paint scheme all around needs to be more like this. I think this paint scheme and color choice and the way they even did this shoulder, as you can see on this one, it's much more subtle and hard to see. And like this, very dark themed, where this is more of like a light gray. But I like the patterns and the lighter gray better on the Prime 1 than this. Now, which one's more movie accurate? It's hard to say. It's so hard to see in the movie because it's so dark all the time and foggy. But nevertheless, this is a truly magnificent bust. Now, different paint scheme aside, I love the concept. I think the concept's amazing. The overall paint app is incredibly well done. Now, a lot of these do have QC issues, as you know, mine putting the freaking helmet on caused that little issue right there, which is hard to know. Like, if you came and saw this, you're not really going to know. But still, the teeth look really well done. The chrome job, the head is ginormous. It's a huge bust, great presence, and overall just incredibly impressive. So, huge fan of this one. Number 9, Alien bust. Number 8 is going to be Deep Tail bust. I think Deep Tail is a little bit better than Queen Studios. It has less flaws, shall I say it. And so for this one, obviously the biggest flaw, the base, just a black base. That's garbage in my opinion. Now, of course, I did substantially improve it by adding the leaves and the little Easter eggs. I like the fact they do give you the logo, but they should have definitely come up with a much cooler base. Other than that, the armor is slightly too shiny. Now, I know you can use like a matte paint finish to kind of get rid of that. But other than that, like, the sculpt is perfect. Looks just like the movie. The all-around detail's great. It is missing the battle damage here in the armor right there, and there. So that is definitely a notch down. It is a lighter bust, which that's always the argument of the century. Does heavier mean better quality? I mean, there's no doubt when you're picking up something and it feels like light as a feather, then you pick up something that feels heavy. It feels higher quality to me. As a whole, the bust is kind of heavy, but when you pick up each individual part and you pick up just like the body, you're like, what the heck? This thing's like 10 pounds. Maybe I'm just too strong. Overall, though, it really is a phenomenal bust. Best predator bust in the market. I'm very happy with it. So this is number 8, Deep Tail Predator Bust. All right, number 7 on the list is going to be the Clicker Bust by Joop Barnes. This piece is definitely one of the most realistic pieces of all my busts. It's crazy good, crazy good. Just all around, all the little detail. The fingernails are incredibly well done. The bite mark, that portrait is just absolute crazy balls cool. The way he did the infection all around, the base is amazing. So yeah, this bust, it's honestly kind of hard to find any faults. I would say it's missing a logo. That's why I added a logo. I also added the firefly necklace. But this really is a freaking just damn near perfect bust. Great presence, great detail. I would say the only flaw per se, it's kind of hard to display. Due to that arm coming out, it's quite deep and it's kind of hard to display it. And then, like I said, I wish a really nice logo was built into the base. Otherwise, the base is phenomenal and I really like it. But yeah, this is number 7, Clicker Bust. Alrighty, number 6 on the list is Optimus Prime. Now, it's a toss-up between 6 and number 5 for this one. I choose 6 for a few reasons versus 5 for this one. But this really is a phenomenal piece. I think the only flaws I would say is I wish it was a little bit more almost metallic paint. That as well as I hate the fact that everything's little like watch batteries. I hate the way Queen Studios does their batteries. But the base is great. There's a frick ton of detail throughout this whole piece. It's ginormous, stupid heavy. Does have cool light up features. It's definitely one of the biggest busts I have. Not the tallest, but it is wide and deep. And overall, just incredibly impressive. Like, holy crap. This thing is an absolute gem. So, extremely happy with this one. So, number 6, Optimus. Number 5 is Khaleesi. Now, I put Khaleesi at 5 above Optimus for a few tiny reasons. Now, they both have great bases. When I compare just like the body to the Optimus body, obviously Optimus is bigger, but Khaleesi does have a very beautiful costume, and she has 3 baby dragons, tons of silicone skin, where Optimus is tons of just mechanical parts. So it's kind of like more or less kind of equal on body and base. But then when I look at the face, she is gorgeous. So she has, of course, that sex appeal where Optimus is just like you're looking at a robot, which is cool. But I'd rather look at Khaleesi's face than Optimus's face. She's just so freaking beautiful. Just an all-around gorgeous bust. Just incredibly impressive, realistic. So I'm just a huge, huge, huge fan of this piece. For my human bust, it's definitely up there at the top. So number 5, Infinity Studios Daenerys Targaryen. Number 4 is going to be Infinity Studios Sauron bust. So Sauron is probably one of the, it's a crazy bust. It's stupid big. As you can see, it takes up more than an entire garage shelf. It's 6 feet tall and just crazy cool looking armor throughout. Pose is great. Base is awesome. Like, got no complaints there. Obviously, it'd be cooler if he was holding that. I know someone did that with like a foam version or something like that, a 3D printed one. But then it makes it obviously it'd completely cover that. So, but this really is a freaking phenomenal piece of art. Just absolute craze balls cool. So this is the one where I threw away the box instantly. I'm like, I'm not keeping those boxes. And I'm not going to sell this. This is one I'm taking to the grave. Lord of the Rings, the greatest trilogy ever. Sauron, such a cool villain. And this bust is just absolutely bonkers. Flaws, Goodness gracious. Like I said, the only thing you could do is add that. Otherwise, the paint app is phenomenal. The detail's spot on. The armor looks amazing. There's not really any flaws with this piece outside the fact he's not holding his thing, just like in the Prime 1. You see how he's holding? Obviously, you can see how much lower it goes, so it's just not feasible to have him hold that, so I understand why. But it's pretty much a perfect bust. It's just the design of the character, but details top-notch for armor. Obviously, there's no, like, human skin or anything on this, but this is number 4, Infinity Studios Sauron. Number 3 is going to be Thanos bust. So, it took me a while to decide if Thanos would still be number 2 in this top 10 video, because Thanos is truly one of my favorites. Now, Thanos wins when it comes to character, and the overall detail is phenomenal on Thanos, but there's just a few more things on the number 2 spot that does make it more impressive. But as you guys know, Thanos, 45 inches tall, 48 inches wide, weighs 300 pounds. The biggest flaw is the fact it doesn't have a second arm. I don't like the way they did the arm cut off, especially on like skin. If anything, they probably should have just not even had this, just had it end at this armor or this armor and just get rid of that. I don't like seeing empty skin. Like, did his arm get chopped off? So, not a fan of that. The gauntlet looks amazing. I love the paint scheme. It's the paint scheme I like better than Hot Toys. The face is perfect likeness. I will say, I kind of wish it was silicone. Now, there are pros to it not being silicone. It's never going to like go bad in 20 years, and this is a lifer for me. I'm definitely glad they did the glass eyes. The armor is painted perfection. The base is great. No logo. I am a fan of logos, as you guys know. So I kind of wish it did have a logo that said like Avengers Endgame or Thanos, one of those two. But definitely one of the best busts ever made. Thanos, number 3 on the list. And number 2 is going to be Queen Studios T-Rex bust. So my brother Shark Fat came to the house the other day. In photos, he always said this looked small. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? It doesn't look small. When he came in person, he was like, oh my gosh, that is humongous. And he's a huge fan of Thanos. Like, he agrees that Thanos is a cooler character than like the T-Rex. Like, he's the ultimate villain from the best movie ever made, Avengers Infinity War. However, T-Rex is overall just more impressive. The fact I could literally put my entire head in there and it could eat me. Additionally, just the detail is so freaking good on this thing. The base is great. It's not even on a shelf, yet the presence is crazy. 5 feet 6 inches tall, folks. And the inner mouth is just done incredibly well. The drool effect, the inner mouth, the eye is amazing. The scars, the texturing, the presence is insane. It is definitely one of the coolest busts ever made. So my brother agreed that this tops Thanos. But he also does agree with me on number 1, which you guys all know what number 1 is. Nevertheless, he did agree that this is the second best in my collection. So Queen Studios T-Rex, number 2. As we go to the number 1 spot, I did want to throw out a few like runner-ups, pieces that are always close to making the top, but they just don't quite cut it due to a few things. Pennywise bust, Arnold bust. Both those used to be top 10 material for me, but there's just a few tiny things. I will say that new Queen Arnold bust probably might make top 10 for me. I don't plan to buy that. 1, the price has gone outrageous. 2, I don't have the space, and this just fits my collection better. But definitely Pennywise, Arnold, Alita, those 3 from this room. And here I would say Joker, Darkseid, Captain America. I mean, both of these. Loki, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Mera. All just truly amazing. There's so many good busts in this room. It kind of drives me crazy. And last but not least would probably be the Witch King busts. That one is truly impressive. Like, definitely like top 15. But you guys know it. Kratos is definitely still number 1 on my list. I do not think this will ever be topped for many reasons. The detail, the fact is like my favorite character. You know, Kratos and Vegeta are my 2 favorite characters. The fact he's holding another silicone head that's just crazy good detail. Holding an axe, 40 inches tall. This thing is definitely my favorite piece of my collection and well worth the money. So Shark Fat agreed with me. This is the best piece. Still tops T-Rex, and it's just absolute unbeatable. So, and it better be. It cost me, when you think about it, $10,000 for that, $2,000 for that. This was a $12,000 statue. So it better be the frickin' best. I mean, T-Rex was $8,000. Thanos was, I think, $8,000. Sauron was $6,000. Optimus was $4,500. So, yeah, they better be freaking top based off how much I'm paying. Anyways, folks, that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this top 10 life-size bust. Now, is there any other bust that could potentially make my list? Yes, Wukong. I think Wukong will be a top 10 bust for me. I do not think Nemesis will be even top 20. But Wukong, and let me think, am I getting anything else? I mean, the Gollum bust, that won't be top 10. No, just Wukong. Wukong's the only other bust. Well, Neytiri bust. I haven't officially pre-ordered her. We're still not 100% sure we're getting her, but I do want her. But I do think Neytiri would make top 10 for me. So Neytiri and Wukong could drop down like Alien and freaking Bale. I think it would top those 2 for sure. So, yeah. Anyways, folks, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your favorite life-size bust, whether it's my collection or yours. See you in the next one. Have a great day.